Hey, this is Have You Seen This? Where my brother Mark gives me a movie to watch and I'll do a review about it. And so you've finally done it. You've given me a Klaus Kinski movie. It took you like, what, 50 episodes to do that? You gave me Woyzeck to watch. Woyzeck is a 1979 German movie with Klaus Kinski in the lead role and his best director buddy Werner Herzog. The movie is actually a book turned into a theater piece and then turned into a movie. And it feels very much like that. By that I mean all the shots, like you don't have a lot of close-ups. Most of the shots are like a large shot, a wide shot, where you see like all of the actors and even when they're talking to each other, you see both of them the whole time from the same angle. And it gives you a kind of feeling like you're watching a theater piece. And it's about Franz Woyzeck, a soldier who's, well, he's not at war, but he's a soldier like at home. And he's knocked up a woman 2 years before that, and she's frowned upon because of that, and he is as well. And he's kind of a weirdo. He's hearing voices and stuff. So this is kind of, the movie is always about him and about him going through that and going through some experiments that he's doing on himself. Not very weird, just eating habits and stuff like that, and just trying to hear things from the ground. It's kind of weird, yeah. So I thought to kind of give you a review about this movie, I was going to tell you my favorite scene in the movie and also my least favorite scene. So there's this one scene I really liked where I think this wide shot was used very well. The scene takes place on a fair where Franz Woyzeck and this woman he knocked up are walking around and just looking at stuff that you see on a fair. And two guys are walking behind them, kind of following them. One of those two is very much interested in that woman that he knocked up. It's not really his girlfriend, so I'm not gonna call her that. So it's just this woman that he's walking around because he's got a child with her. So this guy is very interested in her. And the way this was shot, I think nowadays it would be shot like you would see those two on a fair, and then maybe you would see that someone's following them, and it would be very clear that those two are following them. And then you would probably see, like, from a first-person view how the guy who is interested in that woman is kind of like looking through the people like a voyeur. And this was not at all shot like that. This is all in one shot. You just see the big fair, what's going on. You see Klaus Kinski, well, Franz Woyzeck, and this woman walking around, I think with their child. Yeah, with the child. And then you see these other two guys, and if you're not being careful, you don't even notice them right away. So it is kind of more like you're asked, there's more asked from you as a viewer. You're not, everything isn't suggested to you, like look at this and these guys are clearly bad and this guy clearly wants her. You feel more like you're investigating that scene yourself because you get to. The director really lets you do that. So that was one scene that I really liked, and I shared that one first because it is not a spoiler. So little alert, the next one, the scene that I least liked is kind of, well, it's a spoiler. It's not kind of a spoiler, it's definitely a spoiler. So if you haven't watched the movie, just skip until that time, and the movie will not be spoiled for you. My least favorite scene is actually the ending, where Franz Woyzeck kills his, well, not his wife, but that woman, Mary. And I think it's a very bad use of slow motion. It's so slow, and it's just, I mean, sure, you want to see his feelings and everything, but it's very slow, and it's one of these very bad, like trying to make it look like he stabbed her, but he didn't. Like, you can clearly see that he's going like that with the knife, and I'll just take an actual knife to show what I mean. So he's like clearly having the knife like that, and he's going like that out of the frame, and then he so clearly turns it to then stab her with it, and it's just like you can just tell so easily because it's so slow motion. Alright, that was it for me about the worst and least favorite scene. I would also like to talk about what I actually thought of the movie personally, if I liked it or not. The movie kind of felt like, you know, one of these books that you had to read in school and you didn't want to because it was just written in a very like old way or something. I guess it would be Shakespeare for guys in the States, and for us it would be Goethe or something like that. And you didn't really want to, but then you pushed yourself through it, and it was interesting. It was very interesting topics, and it really did touch you. But still, it's not what we're used to, and I know I'm gonna be bashed for not liking this, and I'm gonna be like a cultural Philistine because I don't appreciate that cultural aspect of it. But just mainly those scenes where Klaus Kinski is like looking like next to the camera, and he's saying how the sun should not shine on all the people alike, and just it's just.
Warum bläst Gott die Sonne nicht aus? Das alles eine Unzucht sich übereinander wälzt.
But of course, it's a movie from 1970 something, so of course I'm used to some things being put in a better way and portrayed to me in a better way. So I guess it's just fair that that's not what I'm used to. So I'm not really sure if I should punish you for this movie because I didn't like it that much, and we did want to be a bit stricter with the movies. I'll just say you dodge a bullet for this time, and but if the same thing happens again, if it's like again something where it's like on the line, next time I will just give you a punishment movie. But this time it's fine. So I'm gonna give you a nice movie to watch. But before I do that, I wanted to give you a little bonus information about Woyzeck, which you might not have known yet. Did you know that when the movie was released and there were posters all over the city about the movie, Klaus Kinski went around and tore down the posters? And do you know why? Because it said on the poster in very big, huge letters, this movie is directed by Werner Herzog. And in his contract, in Klaus Kinski's contract, it said that his name always has to be the biggest one on a poster. So he was very mad. And well, you know what he's like when he's mad. If you don't know, just go watch some interviews of Klaus Kinski. So to get to the movie that I'm gonna give you for next week, I'm gonna give you a movie that's not directly linked to that. If I want to find some link to it, I guess I could say there is a German actor in this movie as well. I'm not gonna tell you who it is. But the movie is Woman in Gold. It's a movie with Helen Mirren and Ryan Reynolds. No, those two are not. Either one of those is not the German actor I'm talking about, of course. But it's a movie about that. It's also about culture, I guess, in a way. It's about art. So go ahead and watch that. I'm looking forward to your review, and I will see you next week. Bye!